identified our patient, explained the procedure, and now we're going to perform what kind of measurement? The next measurement. So nose to the tip of the earlobe, right there, to right there, and then to the tip of the xiphoid process, right there. Okay, so here, this is going to mark my spot right here. So now I need to mark this area with tape. Did Manuela leave me some tape? Would you guys look in that drawer over there and see if there's some extra tape? Forgot to tell you the tape for this. You have to tear your tapes. And you can, and just like the dressing change, you can actually prepare your tape before you put your gloves on because it'll be easier. Thank you. Okay, we'll just start that part over. Rewind. Pause.
You don't measure the distension, the circumference of the stomach
If
before?
the doctor orders abdominal girth measurement, you sure can.
But if he doesn't, you really don't
Yeah.
need to.
Only if it's ordered, yeah. Okay, now I'm going to tear that little, because I only need a little marking tape. Okay. And then this is going to be my little temporary tape. I'm going to make up butterfly wings. See that? Butterfly wings. And then this will be my permanent tape. Okay. And also, I have my pen light and my tongue blade so that I can examine the oral cavity and also the nasal cavity to make sure that there's no erosions or crustaceans or, you know, lots of boogers. It's always good to have the patient blow their nose before you even start the procedure. And I have everything I need here, so, okay. And remember I talked about the anti-reflux valve? Well, this is what this is, and it goes here in the blue port. I don't know if yours came with this or not. And so what happens is air can still come through this blue port to equalize the air pressure to keep this tube off of where? The stomach lining. We don't want it on that stomach lining. So I'm going to remeasure real quick because I didn't have the tape torn. And xiphoid process, everybody know where your xiphoid is? It's at the end of the sternum, okay? So it's a little bit past that marking line. Why do you think this line is on this tube?
It's about the right spot.
Well, not quite, but you know, but the purpose of this dark line here, and there's also another.
So you don't go further than that.
Yes, it's to X-ray it so that it shows up on X-ray, so we know exactly where this tube is in the body. So I've covered him up, and I'm going to give him a little cup. Did y'all get a little cup or anything? And the patient says, "Don't worry, I don't need a cup," but you can give the patient a cup and a straw for water, you know, in order to facilitate swallowing. But most of us are able to swallow without actually swallowing liquid. You can do that, you know. So now I'm going to give the patient their emesis basin because when I put this tube down, they may retch. And real important, and this goes not only for NG tube insertion, but also when we get to trach care, never stand in front of your patient because you will be given a bath. Not the kind of bath you want either.
Wow.
So look, just that little drop on the very tip of the tube is all I need. Okay, patient sitting straight up, and I always tell them to put your head kind of chin on your chest there, because what we're going to do is we're going to insert the tube to the back of the nasal pharynx, and then we're going to meet a little bit of resistance, and this is where the patient has to swallow. Swallow, 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 and the patient is swallowing, and I'm turning the tube 180 degrees toward the opposite nostril, and I'm telling the patient to swallow, 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 and the tube is going down because it's well lubricated, and the patient is cooperative, and he's swallowing because we want to get it over with as quick as possible.
So
because
you lubricate all the way down?
no, just that little tip. That's all it took. And now the tube is all the way in because I'm at my mark here. And then I'm checking the back of the throat to make sure that the tube didn't coil in the back of the throat, because patients that don't have a gag reflex, sometimes that tube will coil in the back of the throat. And so now I'm going to put my temporary tape on the nose there to hold this. Now I can let go of the tube. but all the time I inserted it, you could not let go of the tube. So this is just a little temporary tape just to hold the tube in place until I do my checks. Make sure that that it is not misplaced. So we have inserted the tube. We correctly determined and marked the length of the tube. We've inserted the tube into the nostril correctly, advanced it properly. In other words, we didn't sit there micron by micron and torture this guy. You get the tube down. When you got a free passage, and really and truly, when that epiglottis closes off, and you'll feel this little give, and that means that you got a free, clear path down the esophagus. It's a feel. You can't really describe it because you're going to just feel that little give. Put that tube down right when you feel that. Advance the tube properly, and